depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. All of the mentioned mental disorders affect at least 46% of American adults, including me. I deal with anxiety on a day-to-day basis, and I feel comfortable discussing it with anyone who asks because it has become normalized through social media and today's society. Celebrities like Lily Reinhart and Demi Lovato are the reason that people have become comfortable with speaking about any disorder or mental illness that they may have. But with the media and Hollywood movie industry portraying every mental illness as a basket case in movies such as Split, it makes it hard for people to talk about what they're going through and how they're feeling. Split is a movie about a man who lives with dissociative identity disorder and is portrayed as a lost, violent person. While some of what comes from the movie is true, such as being unaware of when a certain personality takes over, it creates an idea that violent acts such as the ones in the movie are normal for people who suffer with mental disorders. Michael Needleman wrote in a CNN News article that most people who have DID are rarely violent. In fact, most times people develop the disorder as a defense mechanism from a trauma of some kind. People with mental disorders are not to be feared. In fact, with a little less than half of the adult American population living with mental illness, no one living with any type of mental disorder should ever feel like an outsider. In an effort to stop anyone from feeling isolated and alone while dealing with mental illness, people have taken to social media. YouTube became an outlet for people to post videos of themselves and how they are dealing with their own depression, anxiety, and other mental illnesses. They post blogs and personal stories about how they get through everyday life and everyday struggles while battling whatever mental disorder they have. Not only do these people feel empowered by showing the world that they can get through life with a severe or even mild mental illness, but they encourage other people to give advice on how to deal with what I can only imagine feels like the weight of the world on their shoulders. It's not every day that people speak out and reach out to encourage others to seek help. Logic, a successful rapper and songwriter, released a song speaking on his own struggles. The most powerful part about the song wasn't the courage he had acknowledging and speaking of his own personal demons, however. The most powerful message was about learning to deal with and get through the hardships that come with mental disorders. The title of the song itself was a suicide hotline number so that people who felt they relate to the song can be encouraged to seek help. I'm a firm believer that no matter what you're going through as a person, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Whether it's a literal one or a figurative one, it's important to be open to seeking help. Opening up to people important to you and the people who know you best can be the best thing for your mental health, and a great way to start getting the help you may need. Lily Reinhart, an actress from the show Riverdale, is a beacon of light by simply sharing her own story. When people hear of how she overcame her depression, it will give them hope to not give up on themselves and to seek the help they deserve. She reminds people to not give up on themselves and tweets about how she was able to overcome her own depression and is now comfortable talking and discussing her experiences. In fact, some people who have already become comfortable speaking out are now making jokes regarding their own mental illness. Instead of letting their mental disorder or illness get them down, they make light of the situation. For example, @thisisyear1987 tweeted, "This kid in my class made a suicide joke, and when a bunch of people said, 'That's not something to joke about,' he said, 'No, it's okay. I have a depression. It's like the N-word.'" Tweets such as this one, which got 14.7 thousand retweets, make having a mental illness a not-so-serious thing. Twitter users are normalizing having a mental illness or mental disorder to the point where it's okay to talk about it publicly. In fact, I did my own little experiment to see how my friends would react if I expressed feelings of thinking I had a mental disorder, such as depression. I told them I was experiencing symptoms such as being irritable most of the day, having decreased interest in most activities, significant change in appetite, change in sleep, fatigue or loss of energy, and diminished ability to concentrate or indecisiveness. Although I may have exaggerated for the purpose of the experiment, my friends were very casual about their response. 2 out of 3 of them expressed concern and offered advice, while the third one decided to make a joke of it and try to cheer me up. In today's world, it's okay to express concerns of having a mental disorder because it has become a normalized topic. Twitter normalizes mental illness in today's society by promoting awareness for people who suffer from mental illness and promoting awareness of how people can seek help as well. Since the youth of the 21st century seems to look to the internet for most or all of the answers to any questions they may have, it seems normal that Twitter and other social media sites would be a source of the normalization of talking about mental health and mental illness. It's crucial to lean on those around you and feel comfortable talking about any concerns you may have for yourself or for someone who is close to you. Although Twitter or any other social media website may be the first step in mental health and illness normalization, it shouldn't be the last.